Looks like people can comment.
Hello, everybody. Adam Bryan here, and I'm with Lisa S. Child today, and we are talking about the Oregon pipeline, and she's got lots of information here. So we're going to start off with her telling us a little bit about the history, and then we'll go from there. How you doing, Lisa?
Oh, pretty good, Adam. How about yourself? Thanks for doing this. It's a really important topic, issue that Oregon's been dealing with this for 12 years now. The LNG pipeline, which is called the Jordan Cove pipeline, has twice already been rejected by FERC in Oregon, once in March 2016 and another in December 2016. The proposed Canadian corporation at that time was called Verizon, and now they've come back with another one. They've rebranded themselves as Pembria. This is a 233-mile pipeline with fracked gas export, the dirtiest tar sands fuel extraction process, transported so many explosions and all kinds of problems. I like to use the phrase pipelines are landmines. It's not whether we are going to have an accident. If we are going to have an accident, it's when we are going to have an accident. You can do some research. Anybody can go and research there. It's something like close to 1 million reported accidents in 50 years. Imagine being a business with that kind of a record. And those are just reported accidents. We're not even looking at accidents that weren't reported. So this pipeline will threaten 400 waterways. It'll completely put at risk our fishing industries, our tourism industries, particularly the new emerging industry known as the ecotourism industry in Oregon, of which I am very much so a part of. And so this is the campaign to stop the Jordan Cove pipeline. It's a liquid natural gas pipeline. And as I said, the pipeline will go through Oregon, through rivers, and they'll rip out forests along the rivers, and they'll inject poisonous, cancer-causing, toxic chemicals into the pipes as they go through the ground and the water. And anyway, we've said no, and we want this to be the last time we say no. Jeff Merkley is on board with us. Senator Jeff Merkley is saying no to the pipeline. Governor Brown has not made a commitment. She does have on the agenda in the House and in the Senate a clean energy jobs bill that they've been discussing and putting committees together from 2018. They expect to get this bill going in 2019, which would require major polluters, the huge greenhouse gas polluters, to pay for every ton of climate pollution that they emit. Currently, 90% of all cleanups and that are caused by the fossil fuel industry, 90% of that cost is taken up by our tax dollars. We pay for it.
That amazes me. I can't believe we paid. And people that don't like communism, that's corporate communism right there. We are paying for their cleanup, and they don't even pay taxes.
Right. So this bill hopefully will reverse that, and they will have to pay for their own cleanup. I won't go into we can get into the details maybe in another time, but what's really essential is that you know that there is going to be some hearings, important public hearings held this coming January 7th, Monday, from 5:30 to 8.
Okay, let me pull those up real quick for you.
We're going to put some links on for this. Adam will put some links for it. rogueclimate.org in Medford, Ashland, Southern Oregon area has a website, and they have all the information about how to contact Department of State Lands and FERC, the Federal Energy Commission, in order to submit your comments. And there, that's January 7th, Klamath Falls Community College, January 8th, Jackson County, at the Central Point, Jackson County Expo. That's where that's going to be held. And the one January 9th will be held at Seven Feathers. And the one January 10th will be held in North Bend. And January 15th will be held in Salem. So all of those are on the website, rogueclimate.org, and Adam is showing the page right now, the link. You can click on that link, or you can go to rogueclimate.org and look for, and just put in Jordan Cove, type in Jordan Cove Pipeline in the search line. So there's links there to submit a link to make a quick comment, and it's really easy to make a comment. All you have to do is type your name, email, and your zip code, and then there's a box where you can type your comment, and there's plenty of guidelines what to say, and that's all on the website here, like quick facts. This is a Canadian corporation. It's a foreign corporation. They are going to be exporting this dangerous, filthy, toxic, highly explosive liquid natural gas. And they're going to transport 1.2 billion cubic feet of fracked liquid natural gas, where it'll be shipped overseas from a new export terminal, which is right on the coast in Jordan Cove, where the tsunami is subject to tsunamis and so forth. The traditional tribal territories, cultural resources, and burial grounds are threatened by the pipeline, aside from all wildlife and our clean soil, our clean air, everything, our water. Nearly 400 rivers and streams would be threatened. Farmer and landowner rights will be trampled. That's the company is trying to use public eminent domain to run rickshaw over landowners, and then they're trying financial bribes, all kinds of things to get people to submit to this disaster. Exporting natural gas prices, exporting natural gas would raise gas prices. This is not for Oregon's benefit. This money's all going to this Canadian company, and it's going overseas. We're not going to see any of this oil. Also,
what's the point? Somebody's going to make money.
Right. It is, and it isn't going to be Oregon. And there's an entirely there's this campaign going on. You've probably gotten Jordan Cove flyers in the mail telling you how wonderful it is. I see commercials on YouTube. Yeah, they're all over Facebook. They're all over social media advertising. They are bombarding people with a public relations campaign to try to put this pipeline through. This is as I said, the third time they're trying to do this, and we've got to stop it for the final time, because and all this business about jobs. Forget about it. It's garbage. It's nonsense. I'm going to use clean language here. So it's this is highly explosive, and we all know that we saw people incinerated in their homes and in their cars in California. We will not allow this to happen. It cannot happen. So we have from Governor Brown, we've got Oregon climate agenda. So we have a commitment from Governor Brown to, Adam has the link, I think, don't you, Adam? I might have sent it to you. There it is. There we go. So you can copy this link. We're going to post these links on the, somehow or another, we'll post it on the networks and sites that we have. And please feel free to share all this information in this video, because there's a lot of information that we need to know. So this is a bold plan. There's an executive summary, a vision. Oregon has a strong, innovative, and inclusive economy that achieves the state's climate emissions goals through a complementary set of policies, including least cost market-based greenhouse emissions pricing program. So we're going to be pricing the carbon, the climate polluters. We're going to be making them pay for their climate, their emissions. Also, there's going to be by 2050, we're going to have something like 50% of electric buses on the roads. This is a really,
Yes.
it's a very forward-looking agenda. But what we want to do is we want to hold Kate Brown to this. We want, we want the rhetoric to match the action. Walk the walk, and we're going to put the brakes on fossil fuels, and we are going to put forth our green economic development program. Some of it, some components of it that I had proposed to the Umpqua, the Business Development Corporation here in Douglas County, Oregon, which was rejected in 2008. That was 10 years ago, a decade. If I was able to move this plan forward, we would be in an entirely different place in Oregon right now. And I am asking for support from everybody to get behind this program, which is very, very, it's forward-looking. It has a good mission. We're looking at electric buses. We've got electric trucks. We've got high-speed rails. We have solar windows. We've got solar awnings, solar shingles, solar roads. I have so many things here that I can't even begin to share with you. In the interest of time, I would like to share maybe at another time some of the agenda that I put forward, just to give you a little example about how much we've ignored technology. There's a solar cell that worked at night, April 1989, in Popular Science magazine. So we have amazing technology. Also, there's I'm sorry, Adam, go ahead.
No, I'm saying I know we should be way ahead in everything. The tech, all of that. There's reasons why we're not, and that's another story. But we're dealing with some very powerful international figures that have been sabotaging this movement for, at least as far as I know, for 40 years. Yes,
so if we only cover with solar roads, and again, this was in 2008. Okay, so the technology, just like when you buy your computer, the computer's obsolete. This tech, we're way beyond. We're on Mars. We've got the Hubble telescope. So I've heard for years we don't have the technology. That's a lie.
That's not.
Tesla's got 100% electric semi truck that gets 700 to 1,100 miles to the charge. The brakes charge the battery.
The battery has been the issue. And we've come very, very far.
We've solved that problem. Okay, we solved all these problems. We don't have everything you hear that's negative about electric vehicles and solar and all that. Take it from me. I've been researching this for 40 years. In the past couple of years, we made the quantum leap. It's a matter of the leadership making the quantum leap. And so just to give you a real quick statistic, 1.7% of continental U.S. land surfaces, if that was covered with photovoltaic solar collectors on the road with the solar roads, we could produce enough power to meet the nation's total energy demand. So just not even 2% of the roads to be covered in solar panels. And we could generate all this electricity. There's solar windows. Imagine every single high-rise covered with solar windows, and you don't have to take the windows out. There's a film they put on the windows. And
one thing, just real quick, but I always wondered, so you got a car, and you put the gas in and stuff, but the wheels spin. So, I mean, at least, and this was a long time ago, at least we could have, long time ago, like we could have been powering the cars from the spinning wheels.
Right. Yes. There's so many things.
Not the gas, but all the electricity.
Right, right. And even, just driving just driving the air, the forced air could be
Yes.
captured and
You can
produced.
have windmills on your car.
These, like kids in a sixth grade science experiment class could figure something like this out in a lesson plan. So, I laugh in the faces of commissioners and so-called representatives when they say, oh, we don't have the technology. Where's the money going to come from? Well, I solved all those problems in my Green Economic Development Plan, where the money was going to come from and so forth, and how we were going to do this. And that is the reason why I was not allowed to make an in-person appearance to present my plan, because it was indestructible. It solved every problem about where the money was going to come from, the jobs and the environmental impact report, and so on and so forth. So don't let anybody tell you any stories about we can't do this. This is doable, and it will be done if every citizen, every person, particularly young people. Let me tell you, we need young people. I'm tired of sitting at meetings with old people. Come and get involved. Get involved in the Democratic Party. You will not agree with everything. Go ahead.
For that we have an issue here in Oregon, and this will be very brief. But for some reason, all the Democrats here seem to think that they should be leaning to the right to get Walden out and stuff, to get votes. I mean, Gomez, McLeod Skinner, they're all thinking we're doing it. All I'm saying, I'm on everybody's side. We should be leaning to the left, because then we get the kids involved. They're not going to get involved if we lean to the right. We lean to the left, and that means we need to bring ideas and policies like tuition-free college, and payer. And it's very simple, but I don't know why people here seem to think that we need to lean the wrong way.
Well, one of the problems we have, and we can handle this. It's a matter of, and I do it too. It's like, okay, when someone says something that I disagree with, and then I try to explain it to them, and they start parroting talking points that it's like it boggles my mind, because we need to think critically, and we have the solutions for every problem. There are an infinite amount of solutions. So I like to go to the Solutions Project, and Leonardo DiCaprio has a Solutions Project. Go online and check it out. Also, I want to recommend that we'll put a link up for freespeech.org, democracynow.org. The Democracy Now! went to the climate summit. It was in Portugal, wasn't it, or something this year? And actually, they were talking to the people on the ground, so you get the real sense of where things are going. And then you have a better idea when you see that somebody from the United States, the administration, was talking about coal at a climate summit. Just boggles the mind. But that's for the elections. We'll talk about the 2020 elections maybe another time.
Yeah, exactly. So I also have this here. So let's tell them about the Capitol switchboard.
Oh yeah, everybody needs to call the Capitol. And by the way, it only takes a couple of seconds. They don't let you talk very long. So I think, did we post that, Adam? You've got that on there. There it is, 202-224-3121. So what I do is in the morning, they on the West Coast, they open at 6 o'clock. I'm up early, and I read something in the paper, and I get on the phone. I call somebody, whoever it is, and I say, well, why is this happening? This doesn't comport with democratic values and free speech or whatever. I know there's a law that's being passed right now, or being considered, to jail people or who are opposing or boycotting Israel or Israel settlements, the Israeli settlements, which is a free speech, a violation of free speech. So I get on the phone and I call and I say, what is this? Who do you know what the First Amendment says about free speech? How could you possibly pass a law like this? And it only takes me a couple of seconds to do it. Now, the recording will tell you can only put in your zip code, and then you only go to your representatives. But if you wait and you press 0, you can go and ask for a representative that's not your representative. And they cannot tell you that you're not allowed to talk to this person because you're not in their district. You can talk to anybody and make any comment about anything anybody's doing.
Right. Yes, that's true. I know that firsthand. People try to tell me, why are you worried about the congressperson in Washington? Because I live in the United States.
Right. And we also we need to focus on the local elections too, because all of the, first of all, the Jordan Cove pipeline, the people behind that, Pembria, the fossil fuel industry, are into our small business administration locally here in Douglas County. They are investors. So if I go to them and I say, I want to do this green economic plan, I want $1 million for an electric bus so I can do ecotourism. And they say, well, we can't give it to you. You know, I mean, are they going to invest in my wonderful idea that's going to put them out of business eventually? So we need to pay attention locally to what's going on. Pipelines were laid in Sutherland, Oregon, which is in Douglas County, to put gas energy into an already established manufactured home park for over 55 people that had electricity. They did not need gas. So they put that line in there and put gas in there. So instead of building this infrastructure for fossil fuel, we need to build our infrastructure for renewables. Also, I want to, part of the plan, the sustainability plan, is to grow hemp. Hemp, everything. These glasses, soap, shampoo, towels, bedding, mattresses, building materials. I went to a Hemp Creek workshop in Grants Pass at the Apri City Winery, and I actually mixed hemp with lime and water, and we packed it into the walls. Clothing. Nice. There's so many things we can do with hemp. Plastic that takes 80 days to disintegrate in the landfill. So many things we can do with hemp. So
half-life of almost forever. But fuel. So what's the first thing we need to do to fight this pipeline? I know we got to go. I see that you have one of those events that you said is going to be in Central Point, and I'm going to go there. Yeah, so I'll be there on Central Point.
Yeah, we've got those. Make sure you tell all your friends and family and business associates to go to these hearings and tell them we've got a green economic development plan. We don't need this. Okay, that's the basic. But
so call your people, call the switchboard. Get a hold of the congresspeople. Kate Brown, which surprises me she's not fighting it. We got to get her to go against it.
We need her on board to do this. And Rogue Climate Action, we'll put their number up on the we'll put their link and their number up too on the site. And so you want to attend those meetings. You also want to go to that website, the website where you can write a comment. And it's very easy to do this. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me or Adam on private message or through the site. What is it?
Right here, we're live in Medford, Project Medford. And you can go right to the message button right on the Facebook page and click, and it calls right here to the office. You'll get a call. It's my house.
Okay. Well, I think you need to change that number though, because we'll change the
no,
one
I picked.
Okay, good. All right. So you go ahead, Adam, and let us.
Well, I just wanted to make sure that we're getting on the page. I mean, we're going to get that. I'm going to go to the thing on Central Point, and then I'm going to probably do a live stream out of there. I'm going to try to get as many people there that we can get. People there are going to be involved, so we can get more of a group of people there. And then from there, the other direction, another little bit. Oh, you know what? I can do.
Well, I just showed you something cool. I just showed you something cool. It was this is a solar flower, and you can store energy in the base. It goes up and down there's so much cool new technology that I'd like to share with you. But meanwhile, we're going to make sure that everybody attends the comment events, the public hearings and comment events for Jordan Cove, and Adam, you're going to put that link up.
Yep. All the links will be connected in about 15 minutes to this this post. I'm going to share the post around. We need everyone to come out to these the Pacific Connector Pipeline website. There's the event. I'm going to go to the one in Central Point, and then from there we want everybody to call Kate Brown, switchboard. Is there anything else people can do right now between now and the next time we go live, which will only be probably next week?
Well, I would suggest you call Rogue Climate. You go to Rogue Climate. They have a lot that they have all of the information on their websites. And if you need to carpool, they have carpool. They can carpool you to the events, which nice. Some people need. Some people can't drive at night because they have vision problems.
Let's stay in the spirit of things and carpool anyway.
Right. So go rogueclimate.org and you can call them. They're really good about answering the phone. That's Hannah and several people over there. Allie, Sarah. They're just a great group of people who have been lobbying for about 12 years now. They've been lobbying for to get rid of this pipeline. And I am so grateful that you all are attending. Make sure you call the Capitol Switchboard, call your senators, your representatives, everybody, and say, we do not want this pipeline. That would be Jeff Merkley, Ron Wyden, and everybody, even Craig, what's his name, Walden down there in Josephine County, everybody, and our local representatives, Przanski, and all the Cedric Hayden or something, call their offices and tell them, how do you stand on this? And tell them, we want solar roofs, solar carports, solar awnings, solar blinds, solar roads. We want electric buses. We have this technology, and that's what we want. And we want it now, not 5 years from now. We want it right now.
Yes. All right.
All right. So call Rogue Climate. Go to Rogue Climate.
You're going to help us.
And if any questions, I need a lot of young people. Somebody who might want to intern in my office to take some of this.
Well, I can get some people on board. I can do it.
Okay. Yeah. Let's get everybody on board so that I can. As you can see, I've got tons of stuff here.
Yeah.
And also we need somebody to do GoFundMe Start Your Engine so we can get this the ecotourism business off the ground. We can start driving everybody around in electric buses. Okay.
Right. So, all right. Sounds good.